All right. So, there's a YouTuber by the name of kenancandraw. He is a Asian male who mostly streams drawing manga anime girls. Let me turn this down. And I believe that Keenan can draw cannot handle criticism. Um, and the reason I say this is because he blocked me. And the reason I know he blocked me is because if you go into like a live stream chat and you submit a chat message and then you refresh the page and your message is no longer there, that means you've been blocked or you've been hidden or whatever YouTube uses. You can no longer be a part of the chat, basically. Um, so so Keenan can draw. Usually streams in the daytime, in the evening, and the last streams he was doing some like random, uh, just like random anime girls, and then some from Evangelion. And right now he's doing Suka from Evangelion, the girl with the orange hair and the red suit. For those that don't know, um, but Keenan can draw, cannot accept criticism. Like I said, I made a few comments about how he should color and stuff, and how he could like develop a faster workflow. And I've even helped a little bit in the chat about what products not to buy. Um, Keenan can draw is also, I want to say, a bit of a masochist because he chooses to draw on an iPad with Procreate, right? But the problem is that his iPad keeps messing up every time he streams. He has to restart it at least once. He refuses to get a proper drawing setup, such as like a Wacom tablet or a Cintiq or whatever, um, or even one of those Huions or other companies that use UC Logic technology. I don't recommend those because they just their software is just pretty bad, and they just provide a horrible experience in general. So yeah. Um, so yeah, I just came on today on his stream, uh, and I tried saying hello, and then I seen that he didn't respond to me, so I decided to check if he blocked me. So I refreshed the page, and of course, yeah, he did because he cannot take criticism. Um, the other part that I'm guessing the reason he blocked me is probably because of my avatar. I don't really know though. But basically, he is an artist that I feel like he doesn't really know what he's doing. And I think that he's like a, I want to say like a late bloomer type of artist because he's like approaching, I want to say, his 40s, and he's like basically still doing types of drawing like where all you do is copy what you see and that's it. Like he's doing that with anime girls, right? And I think he's using AI generated images to draw from, which is a big no no in my opinion. Um, so Keenan can draw has a bit of a an issue with getting proportions right, and I didn't want to be too harsh, so I never like acknowledged it in the chat, except once. Um, I try not to tell people what they're doing is wrong or whatever, because I think it's better to learn from your own mistakes. If somebody asks me too many questions, like about artwork, I just kind of get annoyed. Um, but that goes with anything in general. So I don't like to feel like I'm being interviewed or something like that. Like you have a brain, figure it out. But yeah, Keenan can draw is just an artist that copies what he sees. In this case, anime girls. But yeah, he just cannot accept criticism, obviously. So if you are a viewer of his, just just keep that in mind. Um, the only thing it seems like he accepts in his chat is like friendly chat. Basically, how you're doing, kind of small talk. Um, he might let you slide with some criticism if you're a member, I believe. Uh, he's been growing somewhat fast lately with subs. So I started watching him only about a week ago, and he was at 28K, and now he's at 30K. And yeah, people are only joining because he's drawing popular characters. That's pretty much it. There's nothing like really special about his skill level. It's just you just copy what you see basically. And I do that myself for photorealism for the most part. But then I also do part of, or a large portion, I do stuff on my own without reference. Then there's parts that I do with reference, and then I change what I see to my liking and stuff like that. So it's like a mix and match kind of thing with me. So yeah, I'm just like not satisfied with copying 100% what's there anymore. That's like kind of like a teenager thing in my opinion. I feel like Kenan Control is like stuck there, and that's why he's the late. Sorry, I feel like that's why he is a late bloomer in terms of that, because he just copies what he sees and that's it. But yeah, he also does this thing where he draws grayscale and then he colors it, which is also a very, I want to say, a cheat method for digital artists. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it would be more appreciated if you did it like the more traditional way. If you actually recognize the colors, like you should be utilizing your ability to see different colors and just like doing it the the correct way, in my opinion. But yeah, Keenan can draw is also one of those artists that basically only does like a once over of the type of like proportions that he makes, and then he just like forgets about it and moves on to the next part of the drawing. And like, I think those kind of artists are very very novice and amateur ish. They just have a lot to learn, and yeah, basically that's where Keenan stands, and he cannot handle the truth. Basically, um, I've been there myself back in the early 2000s, especially in the 90s. I got a lot of shit wrong, and But I was a kid then in the '90s, so I couldn't really like tell the difference. My brain wasn't like fully developed and able to tell the difference really. Um, I had not taken drawing seriously until like around, I want to say like 2007. And when I say seriously, I mean like to a point where I did it almost every day, all day, and basically tried to like master what I could see on the paper versus the reference photo and stuff like that. Trying to master realistic or realism in general, portraits, stuff like that. I also did a lot of anime girls in the mid 2000s. So yeah, I kind of grew out of that whole phase back when anime was like 100 times better than it is now. But yeah, so if by chance you are watching this, Keenan, um, learning to take criticism is just part of being an artist, and you shouldn't ban somebody just because they tell you like it is. Like that information that I gave you actually could be helpful, but like you just refuse to improve. Basically, like you just want to be stuck as if you're like still a teenager drawing. Uh, Manga girls, like you only want to copy what you see, and that's it. And the only reason that you're continuing to do it is because people like it. Um, it has nothing to do with your drawing skill in general. Like nobody cares how good you are outside of like doing manga or anime girls. Because the truth is that you probably aren't good at it. Good at drawing anything outside of that. I would imagine anyway. Because I see a lot of mistakes in your artwork. But yeah, you didn't have to go out of your way to block me, so it just really shows um, how sensitive you are and how much of an ego you have and stuff like that. Like I could understand if I was being constantly unpleasant, but I was only trying to help, and you banned me for that. So uh, I will just let that speak for itself. Anyways, that's it. See ya.